Hi, it's me, MC of Healthy by George. Check me out every Sunday and Thursday where I'm bringing information I hope that you're interested in about your health and being so that we can live a longer, healthier life. And today I'm going to talk about the healing energy of a practice called Reiki. So don't forget, subscribe, push the like button. If you like what you hear and what I share, I would love it if you would. And the bell if you want to be reminded every Sunday and Thursday when I'm bringing some new information about health, being, and our mental care. Welcome to Healthy by George. I want you to know that this is for informational purposes only, and it should not be considered as medical advice, nor does it have anything related to my employer. So it's always best for you to check with your own medical provider before you do anything that I recommend or for any medical treatments. So please join me, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Reiki. I was in graduate school when I first learned about Reiki. I had injured my ankle, and one of the directors, it was a Reiki teacher, and he made a point of giving me a Reiki treatment to my ankle, and I was shocked and surprised that it made my ankle better very quickly. And if you're not wanting to be down and out for a little while, it was a really positive outcome. And it made me get fascinated about what Reiki was. So what is Reiki? It's an ancient healing concept which was formalized by this Buddhist monk whose name is Mikao, I may be torturing his name, Mikao Uzi. And he developed this in the 20th century, like the early 20th century. And the concept is about this spiritual or this energy concept, that energy flows through everything and it's universal. And so the words Reiki, Rei means universal, and Ki means a life force energy. And that everything that we see all around us has a life force energy. And the concept is it promotes a physical, emotional, and spiritual healing because the practice of Reiki or having a Reiki treatment is one that seeks to balance the energies that's flowing through our body. And the practitioners typically use their hands. They either put their hand on you in specific areas with a light touch, or they're holding their hands above the area of your body that needs specific healing to clear blockages and to enhance the process of our body's own healing processes. Now, I have to tell you, when I went through this, I became fascinated, and I was a very big skeptic. And the director, he was somebody who gave me the opportunity to be trained as that level 1 of a Reiki person who can do Reiki. And frankly, it was bizarre, but I don't really remember a whole lot, except that there was a lot of focus on these points in your hand and how by opening up them with the practice of working with another Reiki master, that you could then become better at channeling your own energy through these points in your hand, or your own energy to the points of the body of the person that you're treating. Or I've also heard of people also focusing on a picture, an idea, many levels of working with people with this kind of concept around energetic healing. Now, I never went beyond level 1, but my understanding is that Reiki is centered around 5 principles. One is that the practitioners are concepts of that. It's really very Buddhist focused in that you won't be angry, you won't worry, you'll be grateful, you'll do your best to be honest, and that you will be kind to every living thing. And that's just a focus of being present in the moment, to be in that energetic, positive, flowing presence of this idea of balance. The problem lies is, as being someone who does research, is it's hard to understand what's the mechanism behind the healing concepts of Reiki. Now, we have done studies, and in some small studies, there does seem to be a benefit. If you are giving someone a treatment and you're also giving them Reiki, they seem to improve. There has been some small studies that show improvement. We also know that this could be a placebo effect. It could be the concept of believing that you're getting some kind of treatment, and so therefore you feel a sense of benefit. You feel a sense of pain relief or a positive energetic flow. Truthfully, I know that I've seen some of the trainings where they do this kind of energetic photograph where it does show how we are energetic beings that radiate a very specific energy. So if you are going to someone who is a certified Reiki teacher or provider, what are you going to be getting? It's very simplistic. A session is where you're fully clothed, and the practitioner is going to talk to you a little bit about what kind of challenges you are having physically. Some Reiki practices do focus on some of the emotional and spiritual concepts, but the primary one is more about how can we unstick or get your energetic healing flow moving. And basically, they're going to lightly touch or hold their hands over certain areas of your body for about 30 or 60 minutes, depending on what the practitioner wants to do. And you're going to feel sometimes some warmth, maybe a tingling sensation. Maybe you too also feel like a sensation of pulsing or tingling, buzzing, any kind of energetic kind of sensation that seems to be present sometimes happens. Sometimes you might feel nothing. And it's hard to know what to expect. There are some very good practices of evidence at some of the clinics where there's cancer patients or there's chronic illness being treated, that they will have a Reiki practitioner who's offering a session or small brief session so that it can be combined with other conventional medical treatments or other kinds of complementary treatments. Because the truth is that from ancient times, we've heard, especially in some of the Christian practices, of the concept of laying on of hands, this healing concept of putting someone's hands on you. And I have to say, even if you were to take your own hands, and many times we talk about that, is rubbing your hands together and getting some energy going and placing it over certain areas like your eyes, your head, your heart, your joints. And maybe I'm one of those gullible people that feels like it does make you feel better. There are different styles and practices of Reiki. There's one that's called the Uzu Reiki, which is the original form developed by the monk Mikao Uzi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name. I'm probably butchering it. There's another one that is called Karuna Reiki, where there's chanting and some kind of happens while they're also laying hands on you. There's also that one that's called a Holy Fire Reiki, and that's more recent, where they're really seeking to this concept of purification. I'm not really clear about what that is. But typically, Reiki training has certain levels. I know I was trained in the introduction of focusing on my own self-healing and versus practicing on others for being someone who's going to do that for a treatment. There are others called distance healing techniques where you have a more deeper understanding of focusing your energetic sense of self and being And then the level 3, where you are a master and you're capable of teaching others. You typically, if you get taught by a master, you do get a training certificate, and there is a sense of being qualified. And so I would definitely check in to see if you are considering Reiki, that the person who is performing the practice on you has been trained by a qualified Reiki master. The truth is that we need all kinds of things to help us when we're suffering from chronic pain. And I think that even though the validity scientifically is on the fence, but not enough to suggest that there's not value there and there's not worthwhile exploration if you want to include a healing, energetic practice. Because truthfully, I've had it done to me. I've had something else that was a wiping of my energetic balance of my body, and it feels phenomenal. Like there's a clearing that happens. It also makes you feel relaxed. It makes you have less stress. And I think if you keep an open mind and you want to explore something that's a very unique practice of energy, as my little dog is telling me he wants me to stop right now, it's worth practicing and doing it in complementary process. There's very little harm that could happen to you, except maybe you don't feel anything or you've spent money that you wish you hadn't. So the next time you are thinking about exploring something, you can even try with yourself, your own hands, and see how it makes you feel. And focus on those areas that hurt by giving yourself some kind of focused thinking and healing towards that area of your body that hurts. I know I do that for my knees and my hip. So I think maybe it's worth a try to explore it and see if there's a Reiki master or a certified practitioner who can give you a Reiki treatment the next time that you're working to try and find more things to help you with your chronic pain or your chronic health conditions. So this is NC with Healthy by George. Join me here every Sunday and Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe. I would love if you would subscribe and join me here every Sunday, every Thursday. Be well, my friends. We have this one precious life. Let's live it intentionally, all right? Bye-bye. So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.